community awareness, but also crucially a major shift away from fossil fuels in favour of renewable energy. In the words of Lancet, China still has a long way to go, but at least it's heading in the right direction.
Stephen McDonald there. Well, I'm joined now by David Hanrahan. He is an author of the Lancet report on global pollution. Thank you for coming in.
A pleasure.
When people think of pollution, they perhaps can't quite link it directly to a heart attack or to a stroke because there are so many other factors in that. How sure are you that pollution can be blamed for this number of deaths?
Well, that particular link was the beginning of our understanding of the importance of pollution. There was work done by the Harvard Medical School in the US in great detail, very highly reviewed, showing essentially the stress put on your lungs and your system by serious pollution strains your heart and causes heart problems. And
water pollution, obviously, I mean, I've just come back from India and my family is a staggering number of deaths from water pollution still.
It's absolutely true. Unfortunately, a very large proportion of these are young children. We know that they tend to be very susceptible to messing around in the mud and the dirt and therefore getting diarrheal diseases, which are curable but unfortunately very often aren't dealt with.
Are the numbers getting better or worse?
The numbers broadly are getting better, which is a very good thing. There are two trends at work. What we call traditional pollution, the household air, the diarrheal diseases from water are going down, and India and China and other big countries are dealing pretty successfully with this. But at the same time, things related to, for example, air pollution, outdoor air pollution that was mentioned, chemicals, which we're only beginning to understand. These are getting to be bigger and bigger problems.
So when you say outdoor pollution, are you talking about factories? Are you talking about car emissions, planes? What are the biggest drivers?
It varies from place to place. In the areas where controls are less, it's very often factories, power plants and so on. They are easier to deal with because they're identifiable and regulators deal with them. The biggest and most difficult problem is what we suffer here in London and in the UK and in Delhi and in Beijing. It's from traffic. Growing wealth, growing car ownership leads to increased pollution.
We have seen drive, moves towards electric cars, but obviously in developing countries, that is still some way off potentially, isn't it? I mean, what do you think governments, local governments could do that they're not doing?
Right. Well, it's a very big challenge. There are some examples which are not to go into in detail, but they are things like improving the quality of bus fleets. So Delhi, for example, has improved both the technical quality and the fuels used in their buses. Bangkok has banned some of the really polluting small little tuk-tuks. So local government authorities can make changes slowly by slowly. If they keep at it, we see the benefits.
Just to sum up, how big a threat do you think this is to all of us?
We are only just beginning to understand it. This Lancet report is the first comprehensive overview, and it surprised everybody, including ourselves, how big the problem was. And unfortunately, we understand air pollution. We don't understand a lot of the other chemicals and other problems out there. I would love to say it's totally under control, but we're still finding out.
Thank you so much for coming in, David Hanrahan. Good to meet you.
Pleasure.
If you want to find out more, just go to the website, bbc.com/news. I think there is a link also to the Lancet report. There certainly was when I looked about an hour ago. And that includes also